So you may have a plan for yourself. One, the money that goes for Naira bet or pool, in case you do the paper pool. Then second, the money that goes to for bar, the one you'll be using to drink beer near your house. That amount will go for girls. Those girls that probably your wife is not aware of. That's where the bigger amount will go in. Then small amount will now go to maybe your son. You give your son the money, let him go and give it to his mother. Let them use it to prepare something for you. Then maybe little or nothing may go into savings. That's financial plan. That's for people that are saving money. Then, just as the name sound, financial plan, it is how you can like structure your finance in anything you do. So different way of income requires different way of planning. For example, now, if you are an investor, you invest in stock market, whether it's forex or stock, commodities, indices, anything, even though it's bond, all of them. So you could have a financial planning for it, which is different from somebody that earns a salary that want to plan for his day life activities and social structure. So it's also like a plan. When I was in the UK, I didn't see him, but I think I know the guy. He made a plan for his salary. I think his salary, monthly salary. So do you know what he allocated for beer? £300. He allocated £300 for beer. Yeah. So some of these people, when you see them either in the evening, the girls are walking, you see them in a bar drinking beer. You don't know they already planned it. You're gonna 1 cup of beer is about £3 or £4, depending on this on the yeah, it's about £3 or £4, one cup of beer. Imagine how many days it will take him to finish 300 pounds of it. Probably before then, another salary will come. Like those guys, I have someone that work in the bank then. She told me that they hardly save money. Like the British people don't save money. Mm. So their country is equity based. So when they make money, they are spending it back to the system. So before their salary will come, they have already spent a lot of money. Like you know what I mean. So because of that, they have already allocated all the money. The one that goes to their car finance, to their house, to, as the man said, beer, to one that goes to the beer, the one that goes to insurance, blah, have already been planned. They are working. So automatically, once their salary comes in, those money goes out and he continue working. The same way he has already entered a payment contract with uh, um with holiday. But white people don't joke with holiday. Europeans, they like holiday a lot. As a result, entered monthly contract with holiday, it may go on July or June. He will start working from December for it and they'll be taking money from it. So between that July and June, he'll be able to pay for all his holiday package and go and come back. It's also like financial plan. So in trading, we have different model we use in financial planning. Like this course is very, very important because it will help you. Let's say you want to scale in trading. This will help you to reduce the emotion and you become more logical. For me, it helps me a lot, even when I want to make a mistake and I go to my plan. I was with you guys, I was in this class, I said something. You'll be part of this class, part of people here. I said something that sometimes people I give order to monitor my trade or make it the trade better than me. Because these people I support for now because you have already allocated like giving them a structural way of trading. Example is like Profirm. Some of the Profirm companies have already putting up something in place to control their risk and control the trader. Let them tell you if you lose 5% of my money in a day, I'm taking the money from you. They may tell you if you lose 10%, I'm taking the money from you. They have already put this management planning, which those people are gonna follow, and the trader will not start following it. So some Profirm I know may say tell you if you gain minimum 15% profit, that's when we will share, and you have to gain it within 1 month, like financial planning plus target. Some of these traders now use that approach to learn trading. That's also why some of them are doing well. The only cry they are crying is that some of them are not good in terms of operations, which is common in the industry. So a lot of profit are not good like that. Yeah, but the guys have already used that system. Instead of becoming emotional, they now become more logical because they have to follow the system the pro firm have already structured for them to trade. Now, on a more good note, assuming that pro firm is actually the proper proprietary trading firm where the money is supposed to be paid properly, that means that pro firm will be happy for those who are succeeding because those succeeding will be helping them make more money and obeying the system. That is what is called financial planning and risk management. Now, when it comes to trading, these are the things that we use in making our financial plan. And the approach is a little bit different because of each individual has a way of doing their own thing, and that thing can influence their decisions when you want to make financial plan. So I've done some couple of notes that will help us. It's a very quick and straight point note that will not really um, be complex to us at all. Then this note now, I did it based on our own ability, things we've been doing for a long time. Who have been following us for almost like, let's say, a year now? Who have been following us for a year? Like following our trip for a year or 6 months?
Yeah, I've been here for.
Sorry?
I've been up to here.
Okay.
I followed the
So,
plan last.
have you been following? What can you be saying about our performances, like the way you've been analyzing and trading, based on your own experience, not on general experience?
So most of the trade actually play out, except few of them that not play out.
Okay, most of our trade again, few of them
Yes,
lost.
yes. Most of them gain.
Now, who else have been here? Maybe 6 months. Who have been following our trade? Because you don't need to follow my thread based on the screenshot I share with you. It could be fake, it could be manipulated. But if you're following your own account from your broker, then that's when you will know, okay, they understand. That's why if you check my approach, I don't like posting screenshot on my Instagram page, all these things, because I've already know that it's manipulated. So, I mean, it can be manipulated. I'm not saying all of them are manipulated. Sometimes we only like to post only profit. It's also part of manipulation to keep manipulating people as if you don't lose money at all. So people will not think that's exactly how it is done. When they come in, they see a different result. So is anyone following our trend for like 6 months? Let me get another person. Oh, are you guys all new here? What of those old students? Okay, okay. Okay, so going by you, Felix, you say you've been following our trend for like 1 year now, right? Mm-hmm. So why
No,
I
just
wanted to
like
say,
2 months.
sorry?
I'm just like 2 months.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah. Maybe I wouldn't want you to validate it more because you have to follow it for a while so that you can be able to have your own personal judgment. Mm. Now, those things now is based on um please write this thing down before you forget. So the first thing you will do on financial planning, I want to share something with you, but please write this thing down or you just memorize it. The first thing you will do in setting a financial plan is to evaluate a strategy or develop a strategy that gains more than losing. That's the first thing. Either you develop or you get some than hardworking people. You can borrow a strategy you know that this strategy gains more than losses. There's always a strategy like that. That is the first thing to do. Or if you're already a trader, you can evaluate your own strategy and filter out the one that are gaining and the one that are losing. For me, I always try to make sure I keep record of my trading because it helps me a lot. I work with companies. Even more than today, up to one, two, three. Three companies have spoken to me today about trading. Yeah. I mean today alone, three companies, non-individuals, three companies. So my record helps a lot. Be a junior staff, maybe a person that work with the business development or person that work with execution, but somebody that will authorize or maybe endorse their proposal could be their major director. He will need something from you to present to the big director or to their board director that this person is look. So that's I like to document all my trade. When I document it, I can send it to them. Yeah, so they have a way of course venting all the trade, try to know whether they are all genuine trade or manipulated. So that's why all my trade I always document them and send it to them. I mean, I my document in case someone asks for it, I can be able to say, okay, go in there, you can extract them. So the first thing you will do is to develop a strategy that works, or you borrow a strategy that works. I say borrow or develop. Because me, if I see somebody that is doing well, I don't need to struggle myself to learn again. If I see something that's working, I don't need to struggle myself to what I have to do is to switch to that one automatically. I'll borrow that strategy. Then, when I borrow that strategy, the second thing I will now do is to filter it. Please take note of that one. Then I will filter, meaning that I will analyze it, try to know how the profit is coming and how the losses is coming. Yes, I will try to know how the profit is coming and how the losses is coming. Like for example, we target 5% per week. Sorry, 500 pips per week on FS at 2,000 pips per month. This since 2013, like hitting big money in trading. The man had a trading plan and they would use it. I told his plan was big, very much bigger. I can't even with a much bigger target. I said this target is too much. Just give me 400 pips a month. Then he now gave me 400 pips a month. Meaning in a day, in a week, he was giving me 100 pips. I was paying $150. The target for me to give me additional pip because that one lose that he will complete it. So any week that we get, he told me, I've met my target for this week, please. I'm not sending you again because it's 400 pips that you asked for. So if I want more, maybe I have to pay more money. But I know that 400 pips could be enough money for me then. Because I do scalping. I don't do that one time traders. If I could get 20 pips a day, and that's 400, which is okay. So if I'm using $10 to trade it, that's $400. It's a lot of money for me then. That's okay. Cool. So from there, I now saw how his plan worked because he was a fund manager of different individuals, and those plans is what he uses in trading. So the first thing we'll do is to filter that plan, try to know what is working and what is not working. So if you close their trade, you check how many trades they gained, how many trades they lost. So for example, look at this file now I'm sharing with you. Um, our report for the month of March. I think I've shared it 2 times on group.
Yes, we saw it.
Let me know if I will share it again. So now, how many of you have been able to check your trade for 1 month to know whether you're able to, if you're following our trade, rather, to know if you're able to pick up to 131 trade on it, or you pick up to 100?
Mr. Ocho, it's not all the trades that we pick. Sometimes when
Okay,
mm.
okay, you can't pick all the trades.
No, it's not picking all the trades. It's only picking oil and Euro USD.
Okay, that means if you count number of trades, total number of trades on your account for 1 month, it may not be up to 100.
No, it's not up to 100.
I see. And that means that's why some capital may not pick some trade, depending. Yeah. Okay.
But how much capital do you think can pick all the trades?
That's the wise question. Under my own group, under my group, if you have up to 5,000, you can pick all my trade. Second group, if you have up to 1,000 or 2,000, you can pick 70% of the trades. Yeah. There's another group, which is second group. If you have up to 1,000 or 2,000, let's just say 2,000 or 1,500, you can pick 70% of it. With my group, if you have 5,000, you can pick all my trade.
I didn't know.
We always say this thing. I don't know. That's why we always emphasize on capital. But sometimes people that get value directly is people that book one-on-one talk. They can easily tell you exactly what they want. Because in this business, there's no group success. It's also individual. That's why business sometimes is good to strike a deal. They say, this is what I have. How can we do this thing? Can you work? Has it worked before? Let me check these ones. So then we plan it. Like, for example, if I want to double account, it's possible. But there's a kind of trade I will look for that can double that account. And the kind of investor that may want it, I will ask him to hold on. But there's always sometimes I will see some trade that will be 90% to 95% success. That I can use it to double account. You may just put that money there so that you won't spend it until you see such opportunity. Yeah, so that's why sometimes it's good to talk one-on-one on some certain things to know more opportunity, because not every opportunity you tell everybody, because you may not know who wants one and who doesn't want one. So if you have up to that, you can copy all our thread, because we try to also mirror, we check average deposit. Most of our clients, most of them used to come with around 5,000 minimum. Then from there, they start depositing more. You know that, like most people that used to do those automation, then some people now used to come within 1,000, 2,000. Some people. Then some big clients, they can just put in 20, 30, 40 and go. Like they already know they don't want to. Some of them that come with 5,000 after some weeks, that's when some of them want to test the water, know how it works, just to understand the process. Then before you know what's happening, they add more money. Everything is based on planning. That's something now I'm trying to tell you. Some of these people, now let me tell you, some of them, look at what I used to, like somebody from Port Harcourt asked me one day. He said, Mr. Uche, let's say plus and minus, what is your average performance? He asked me that question, plus and minus, what is average performance? If you do financial analysis, they will extract their trading data, use it to make projection. So, okay, that means if this guy is doing so thing, okay, let me tell you something. In sales, when you do max sellings, some of them may have 5% conversion rate, like a target is 5%. Do you know what that means? It means that if 1,000 people should see the product, 5% should buy. 5% is what? 50, right? Yeah. Yeah, like 50% should buy the product, but some of them may reduce to 5% should buy the product, depending on the product. 5% should buy it. So the more to reach, like my brother does sales, his target is 1,000 to 5. So if 1,000 people sees his advert, 5% should buy it. If 1,000 people see his advert, 5% should buy. So if 5,000 people see his advert, he's expecting to make 25 sales. So from there, I mean, they have already like tried to calculate it. So if you want to make more sales, you may say, okay, let me reach 1 million people in a week. If 1 million people see his advert and see his product, it's expected to make 5 out of 1,000 times 1 million. Now, that is how these people extract data and use it to make financial projection and get it almost right. They will try to check how are these people performing. This guy, how is their performance like? They may ask you for like 1 year performance data. Like we have done our 1 year performance data, the one we shared with you last year, earlier this year. Last year we did 500 and we did is it 553 trade? They lost 43. And yes, how many of you saw it? That was the one I was able to get because some account on WebTrade I could not get those ones. I was able to get the one on MT5 direct. We did 553, then we lost 43 for the whole year. Now, if you go to Binance Exchange, I'm a member of that exchange, but I don't have portfolio there. But I'm verified everything. I'm supposed to get portfolio, but I'm not pushing that exchange. It's an exchange. It's not a broker. It's a big exchange where you gain access to investors, you trade cash. So before they approve me, they ask me for other 3 years performance data. It's there. I don't know my if I have assume I wanted to add it to my note, I could have gone and do a screenshot of my page there. If I log into their website, I'm seeing my profile, I will see my performance. They ask me for my 3 years. Then when I upload it take them 3 days again to investigate because they have AI that investigates whether it's original trading or manipulated trading. No, those people it's not like Instagram people where you send a screenshot, you say that no, they investigated it after they approve it. Then I could see then they now enlisted so that people could see 3 years performance of this. That's what financial analyst, data analyst can use to make prediction. They will ask themselves, how is this person like? So that if it's 1 month or 2 months, no. Something that they have been doing like 6 months to 1 year or 2 years, 3 years has become a habit. This is how this person behaves. So it's predictable. This is how this person trade. So if you wake him up, he is likely going to trade like this. It become predictable. So now that prediction now is like this person cannot just immediately change because this is what we have been seeing. His average loss. Because when I was learning how to make profit, what I was learning there was where that man enters trade was what I was important in learning. His performance. I didn't tell him so that he wouldn't be conscious of it. I just like quietly be observing where he enters trade, the edges that he entered trade, where he exists, what makes him to stay long. That was my observation. I didn't tell him what I was observing. Even to today, I don't think I told him. Yeah. So now those was what I used to learn trading of like entering some key positions. Okay. Now what you do is to try to observe how a performance of account has been occurring for a long time. Yeah, you can say, okay, this account performed this way. This one performed this way. This one performed this way. Last year we did 500 and something. We lost 43. Then we gained a lot of. Other we did 590 trades, something of 592. Then we lost 43. Everything become 555. That's the one that gained. They will now say, okay, since this guy has about 555 gain, okay, this year, what has been the total trade? We check the total trade, we check how many that gain, how many that lost. You may see that the one that gain is much bigger than the one that lose. So, okay, you are getting their data. Then you can now use it to make a proper analysis. You can now predict, okay, that means plus and minus, this is what we're most likely going to get if you follow this kind of thread, or if you follow this company thread, if you follow this person thread, or if somebody follow my thread, because you have already gotten a concept, a defined strategy that look consistent. Now, from there, we'll now draw a plan How do we draw that plan now? On trading, we can draw the plan using pips because we deal on CFD mostly than other things. So we can use the pips value to draw the plan. By that time, we also have to get a good amount of capital. Some of us try to speculate here because you don't understand it, you don't believe that it can work. You have heard a lot of stories about it. Of course, there's no business that more people will be gaining than people that will be losing, and I've not seen that kind of business. This world is not structured to be poor. In any sector, there are only few people will be successful, other people will not. Even in politics, even those that were governors before 1999, 2000, some of them are broke now. Only few governors are all still there, very kind of relevant and innovative and seeing power. Why their colleagues are all, some of them are dead, some of them are not relevant again. They can't even win their state. I mean, even in Nigeria, for the fact that they get to that peak does not mean that they were successful. Life is not structured that way. If you go into oil and gas, you say they are making money, but not everybody is successful. There are also people who are struggling. They look rich, but they are struggling. So there's no way forex or financial market will not make everybody rich. No, it's not possible. There are also some people that will not succeed. But now, people that will not succeed will be more loud than people that are succeeding, because if you're succeeding, you become quiet. You won't let people know much about what you're doing. So you may be hearing about that one, that people are not doing well, blah, blah, blah. But you never hear about people that are doing well. Those people that are not doing well can make more loud, and it makes you to start speculating. But there are also some people that are also doing well, and they may be few. They can't be much larger. You can't. There are always be few number of people doing well in any particular field. Even in pastor, not every pastor is successful. Only few pastors are at the top. That's how it works. So now, those people that are doing well, if you study them, you may try to get data from them and be able to use it to predict. It could be your own. You develop your system, you know that this system works for me. Like the one I'm sharing with you now is my system, the one I develop by myself. I have my trading pattern, and anytime I change it, I lose money. Once I change my trading pattern, I lose money. But if I continue for it, then I make money, because it has been part of my blood system. That's how my brain has been wired like that. How I analyze the market, how I behave. If I change that pattern, I lose money. It will take me time again, unless I find myself back to that same system again, then I start making money. So for you to do that, you need to develop a system like this. Now, let's say you have this thing now, is that we are using this my thread as a case study. Now, let's say you have 131 thread or 100 thread executed. Okay, let me just use this one so I avoid too much of mathematics. Let's say you have 131 thread kind of executed in your account. I've already done the mathematics on chat. Let me share it with you. I think this one. Yeah. Let's say now you have about 131 thread executed this month. And again, we are using 500 pips already to trade in per week. Today we have gained some trade. I don't know how much we have gained. At least we must have gained more than 100 pips today. Right? Yeah, we must have gained more than 100 pips. Let me check it. We sold here. We sold here. Market open here. And we had a sell at the top. Somewhere here. Let me check the price. Okay, we have gained 70 pips today. How many gained this today? How many?
Start, come again, you say?
Like today, we have gained about 70 pips today. How many gained this trade today?
Yes, I saw Euro USD on my my account I used to copy. So it was on positive when I left the office. I don't know what it is now. I didn't come back with the laptop.
Okay, now let's say we charge this on pip now. Let's say it's 70 pips. Then we could record it, and that what we have left in the trading now would be like 130 pips. Sorry, 430 pips remaining. You don't understand. Now, let's say, for example, we're targeting 500 pips this week, and we're able to hit 500 pips. And some of us trading with the $1 stuff, because $1 is the least. But unfortunately, not all of us have account that can trade $1. I will encourage you to have account that can trade at least $1 or 50 cents. It will help. $1.50 will help. But if you don't have financial capacity to do, no problem. But if you have, and you know that it's not going to affect you much, I will encourage you to have an account that can trade at least $1.50. Do you understand? But let me use $1. Now, if we are able to make 500 pips in a week, and Felix said you've been with us for a long time, and you know that our stop loss is about 250 pips. These days we have made it about 300 or 350 because of market fluctuation. That was what we did 2 weeks ago. We started making 300, 350 because of market was too volatile. Do you understand? So now, let's say we target 500 pips in a month and target 250 pips stop loss. And from here, from what I share with you now, you see that we have, how can you rate our success rate? 131 trade, lost 39, gain 90, this thing. That's more than 70%, right? That's more than 70%. I would say it's about 80%. I think. I don't know whether you guys just log in and you're busy.
No. How many wins and how many losses?
Wins was 92, loss was 39.
Okay, that's 42%. That's win against winning. Loss. Yes.
So I win 42%.
Yes, 42.3.
Then I lost 60-something percent.
No, you won. Okay. Oh, I'm pitching win against loss. Sorry. The total was 131. Yes. 131.
Yes.
So your own is
that was 131.
Correct, 71%.
Okay. So that means last month our success rate was about 71%. Yeah.
Sorry.
Now
I have a question.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a question. So when we evaluate percentage of wins and the ratio to the percentage of loss, now, how do we evaluate the pips that is included in that percentage of win and the number of pips? I know you have you gotten the direction of my question. What is the total,
I got it.
Total pips? If the total pip is like 2,000 times 70%, and the loss is 500 times 30%, I think it will elaborate it better. Thank you.
Yeah. That is the area I'm going. Why I'm sharing this particular screen for you. Now, let's say we are targeting 500 pips per week and 250 pips as a loss. Now, remember that in most cases, any week that we get, it means we may not lose 250 pips. This 250 pips is like the week that closes at a loss. Do you understand? So now it means if we use $1, like $1 volume, which is 0.1 or 1 lot on currency, and place a trade, either we use 0.5 into trade or anything that makes us complete $1 and place a trade, and it goes successful for us. The whole week we hit 500 pips target. It could be 2 trades, 250 pips we gain each of the trade, That means we will be able to make $500 on it. Then the next week, if we repeat the same thing again, remember I told you I've already gotten instructed that works, then we should be able to make $1,000. Maybe the third week it didn't go well and we lost, maybe we lost 250 pips, then we should be able to lose $250. But remember, we have already gained 1,000 p before and we have lost 250. That means what we have left now will be $750. Then the third week, since we have 70% success rate this month, so the third week we're able to gain our 500 pips back. That means we have gained total. We have traded total that that's the fourth week now. We have traded total that week
1,250.
250 like total, but lost 250 and gain back 5. Yeah, we have traded total on profit 1,250. Yeah. Then so yeah, our balance should be able to close at 1,250. Yes, somebody will say it's easier said than done. Now, there's one thing we discover in trading. You don't know that when you're trading and you're making profit, sometimes your mind no gonna allow you to do 500 pips. Do you know? Maybe you have get to 200. You may just want to close it. You know that it happens. It's not that one trade will continue to 500. So two ways to do it. You keep trading, but you have gained 200, something you have gained 150, just to close it. So that thing can make you to trade like more than 5 or 6 times in a week, let's say 10 times in a week. After that 10 times, we gain 7 and lose 2 and lose 3. Now, okay, please just take note of this loss size. Let me not make you confused. First of all is your loss size. After the initial deposit, setting up the financial planning. First of all is that your loss size have to be constant. A particular loss size you use in trading until your capital reaches some certain level, you won't change it. Do you understand? That's why I'm emphasizing on this $1 movement. That's what we use. And our PIP, of course, our stop loss is always 250. That's minimum. Our target profit is 500. But of course, we have good analysis that help us to identify potential opportunities. So now, where we have about maybe multiple threads, it's not that all of them gain 500. Maybe in a week, we have about 7 threads that gain. This one gain 100 pips. This one gain 70 pips. This one get 150. This one gain 200. Cumulatively, it could be up to 500 or more than 700 or more than 500 pips. Then, in fact, let me even make it 100 pips. Where we gain average 100 pips per week, per thread, and we made 10 threads, we gain 100 pips with $1. That would be $1 times 7. Sort of $1 times 700, which is 100 pips. So we're gonna make about $700 profit on it using that $1. Then, if we have a loss of 250, if you have a loss of 250 times 3, that would be how much? That would be 750 pips. Right? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if we have a loss, but in most cases, it's always very common that 7 threads in a week, 10 threads in a week that gain 7%, that we may not most likely have 3 threads that will lose. Unless on a high volatile week. because of on average movement on Euro USD is about 200 or 300 pips. Yeah, so if one of them gains 7, listen. But now, let's say now, in a week, 5 days, we have about 7 trades that gain, and 1 trade that loss or 2, because of our loss shouldn't be bigger than our profit. Remember, that's why we're talking about target. Once we met our target, we have to leave. So what we're supposed to have here should be one single loss of 250 pips. So it shouldn't be up to that. Even on a worst case scenario is when we hit 250. It's not all the time. Before market will go against us to 250 pips, it's also very difficult. Yeah, before market will go against us 250, it's very difficult. Unless these days we're having a very high volatile market. Market can just flip anyhow. On a consistent market, it's difficult to go against us 250 people 3 times in a week. No, it's difficult. It's very, very difficult. So it's always most commonly maybe only one single trade we can lose in a week on a stable market. Yeah, this is how our performances are. So we hardly lose more than 500 up to 500 pips in a week. Rather, that's even what we make. Our loss is always smaller than our profit, kind of in a pip value. So I will not judge it in a way where I'm saying that we're gonna make 700 pips. Let's assume we are cutting our trade on 100 pips times 7. That's 700 pips. There's no way we're gonna have 3 losses. No. Yeah, on a stable analysis, no, it's not really common. However, we may have only 1 trade within that week that may not gain, but they are still trading at a loss, but it has not hit stop loss, which will most likely gain. That's how our analysis work. That's how our strategy work. We don't regularly have on a stable week where we have multiple losses. Where we have experienced that is this recent time the market was just very much volatile, like keep flipping up and down. That's when we experience it. Our market is always very stable and very much predictable. Now, where we have 500 pips stop loss, take profit, and 250 pips stop loss, and we used to make 70% to 80% success rate. So it means that in a month, we can hit 2,000 pips target. And if we take off 70% of it, we're gonna have about 1,000. We're gonna have about 1,400 pips so remaining, and we'll lose 1,000. We'll lose 600. No, we're gonna have about 1,250 pips. Then we'll lose 750 pips, kind of in a month. So within that month, if you multiply $1 times 1,250, so we still gonna gain $1,250 profit. Then if you multiply $1 times 750, then we have minus $750. Our balance on positive of making 1,250 pips profit against 750 pip loss. Do you understand my analysis now? Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
I mean, is it complicated? I mean, is it something that is realistic?
To me, it is realistic. I already understand how the financial
How it
works.
works? So, another person or something that we have implemented. I assume that many people are following me, so I want this class to be very, very logical. First off, I want you to ask some difficult questions, especially those of you that graduated mathematics. Are you guys there?
Yes.
Yeah,
My
well, yes.
Yeah.
I
So
understand. I understand
my question is, for you, you are a pro, so you can wait for a trade to go like that high number of pips. How do we ensure that? I mean, how do we build ourselves to that level to see one trade go so much pips like that without being scared out of the market by the up and down, right?
No, yeah, that's why I talk about initial stage of building financial planning is to develop a strategy that's working, or you borrow a strategy that is working. Either you developed it or you borrow the one that's already been built, like a strategy that's been built, then you just copy it and paste. Then I allow it because it helps to suppress the emotions. You check how it has been performing for a long time and now implement it.
And sir, I think the
So
capital
now
matters a
when you're
lot.
doing it, okay.
I think the capital matters a lot.
No, but that capital matters. Yeah, your capital matters a lot in the trading, but I cannot be using 0.01 for analysis. It will be difficult for me to use it on my brain. It's easier for me to use like $10, $1, something that is like round figure. It's easier for me to calculate it very fast. But of course, capital matters in trading because of like fluctuation. Do you understand? Mm.
Yes, sir.
Now, I've already done the math. Someone wanted to say something. Is it James that was trying to struggle to talk together with Tisei?
yes, yes. I was trying to understand the stop loss side of it.
Okay.
Yes. So for
Now,
example, yeah, we said it's 250, but I'm trying to understand if it's a 250 combined for a week or 250 per trade. Because in this scenario, it's per trade.
yeah, it's per trade. It's not
Per
combined in a
trade.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not combined, it's per trade. And there's a correction on your net outcome that we're seeing there.
There's a correction where? Where is correction? Okay, maybe you have muted. Oh, okay. So let me answer your question clearly. When you say how do you determine it? Look at where I've done the mathematics. So what I did is this. For example, I'm experiencing 250 pips stop loss. Then what I did was to multiply it using the current data I have. I multiplied it by 39 threads. And what I was able to get was 9,000 something dollars loss. Then I multiplied this one of 500 this thing, and I multiplied it by 92 thread. What I was able to get was about $46,000 profit. Now, what I do, I downgrade it. I can most times downgrade it. Instead of like pushing it to 500 pips, then I can downgrade it to 300 pips in my calculation. Now remember that I get gain more trade than losing. So that's why I told you my first initial analysis is difficult for it's not all the time that you can have more losses in a week. No, losses can used to come once in a while because 250 pips is something that on a worst case scenario, the market has gone trade that it cannot. There's nothing again except to allow you cut. It's not that you are taking trading that can easily cut at a loss. Somebody say I can't hear you. Ah, can someone hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Other people can hear me now. But James said that he can hear me. But I think James is a network. So now, what I did, I downgraded it to like 300 pips, like slash it to 60%. 100 pips, which will give me about $300. I downgraded it like entirely. I downgraded it to 300 pips. So I will try to multiply 300, like $300 times 92 thread. I will say multiply $300 times 92. And if you do it, 300, let me do it, 300 times 92 thread, I will still get about $27,000 profit as against 9,000. At the end of the day, I'm still on profit. Because of I'm following your question, Shay. As because of your mind, you're taking a possibility of keeping a trade to 500 pips. It's even very common. Last week we gained 1,000 something pips in a day on Monday. It's very common. You won't even know when you get 500 pips. You won't know. You won't know. It could just be two trade. This one give you 250, this one give you 250. And in most cases, we used to gain more than 2,000 people in a month. Felix says he's been following us for a long time. We calculate our target based on pips a lot. Because that pip is how you can be able to know the figure to put in to give you dollar value. Do you understand? It seems that this financial planning is quiet. And the class is very, very quiet. You guys are most likely having flashback of other experiences. So
Actually,
if,
we are following. We are following.
so if
It's just
this
that
is
it's something
simple,
that many of us have not
if
stick to growing up.
yeah, if this is simple, why am I not doing it? That's what your mind is telling you. But it's very simple. It's very, very simple. That's why I started my introduction that even if you work with your company, you have to follow their plan. Their plan is what you follow, not your emotion. Yes. And if you want to get a company job, you have to send them your own plan. Even though they will still adjust it to suit their own when you come into them. But when you send all your plan and you come in, you do a different thing. If it's white people, they will call for investigation. Try to know whether you
Yeah.
forge CV and send to them to get to you. Was all this forged? This guy was this and that. I didn't discover that it was forged. It's one day you just be in their face, but you see police.
Hello.
They
Sorry.
pick you or they send you letter. I'm with
Okay.
you.
Yeah. So we cannot avoid the aspect of overcoming the emotion, the trading emotions, like
Mhm,
trading like a pro, watching
mhm,
the pips go higher, and even if you are following some people, like you,
mhm,
one still need to overcome that stage. Now,
mhm,
I like the analysis that you made about downgrading the pips and all of that. So
mhm,
does it mean that if I look at a week and say that okay, loss 200 pips, gain 1,500 pips,
mhm, mhm.
do I come to the market with that risk money, like this is the loss value, or what determines what I should use to trade? What I should look for to put in a trade for the week?
Yeah, what you should look for to put in a trade for the week is this nice record here. This one.
Okay.
Your loss is sort of your lot, not loss. Your volume is constant.
Okay, times the
We
multiply
can
by
change
the
it.
total number of pips, right?
Yes, yeah. We can change it later, but we used to put it, for example, now, what I'm teaching you is not risk management with financial plan. That's why there's some things I have skipped. For example, if I have a $1,000 account, there's already a lot size to use automatically on it. If I have a $10,000 account, there's already a lot size. I'll keep using that lot size, even if the account is 1,500. Until maybe unless if the risk management I want to apply another kind is that if I get 50%, I can increase it. I can increase that loss size to maybe 50% of that loss size will be added. So that's about risk management, how I grow it. So that particular loss size now on my account, even if I put it 50, I already know that maybe if I should have a loss, it could be maybe 3% of my entire capital, even though they try to go 250 pips against me. So now, which means if I trade again, I may recover. If you see our trade, those one that you said that loss, that was 39 loss. Most of them, or some of them, is not even loss of capital. It's even like you lost those at part of this 92, not cover it again. So do you understand now? Let's say now you have trade, maybe your trade close loss. Fine. Then you will find another analysis to work, and another one work. The profit now have even recovered, but it will be there on your history that you have done trade, two lose, or maybe one gain, or you have done trade, one lose, two gain. But when you check the value of losses, value of this, you see that the other one has even recovered this one. Then you still continue. So that's why using a particular loss size is important. It will help you to arrive at a profit. If you change it, you miss your profit, unless if you increase it.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you start using different losses, you will be able to know that know that you're gonna end up in profit. So if you keep doing that thing consistently, at the end of the month, you see that your balance will close at
Okay.
positive, or
So
at the end of the week, your balance close at positive.
it's more like maintaining a percentage of risk reward. Like if you
Yes,
are going for 50 pips loss, 100 pips gain, you maintain it with your lot size.
yes,
Okay. All right. I got
yes.
it.
Yeah, that's how to build a financial plan. Because you have found a system that works. They enough found a system that will printing their money like that. You see, let me tell you something. You see, these white people, they don't think the way we think. They only want to automate everything. What they used to do is to program this in, it will be doing that same thing. So at the end of the day, they come out maybe 2 or 3%. They're okay. And that person say I'm a portfolio manager. It's not. It doesn't manage any portfolio. I've automated everything. Just be smoking cigarette in the office. That's what they do. Their brain, they don't like too much of like they try to get a system that will be like repeating that in circle, making like running as a circle. Once they are giving that maybe 10%, so they want to know how many times they can repeat it. So if they're able to repeat it like 10 times, that is 10% times 10. Yeah, that's how they calculate. Do you understand? So your
Perfect.
loss size,
Perfect. I like that. Yeah.
your loss size is what will be constant there. Then another constant thing is also this one. Your stop loss should be constant. That's what I said. You should take note of those ones, although this meeting is recorded. So these two things must be constant.
Okay.
Because of on risk management, this 250 now, you have already known that if you lose 250 pips, you know the percentage already on your account. It will be maybe 2 or 3. Let me use $10,000. If you lose 250 pips on it, that may be $250. So you're still okay on that account. Even if you lose 500 pips, that's $500. That's 5%, right? Then you're still okay, but you know that you have more winning. So at the end of the month, anything that makes your winning trade be much bigger than your losing trade, you come out positive. I'm trying to give you a mindset of like automation, like something that have to repeat himself, like a pattern. That pattern have to be repeating like that. If you keep repeating like that, you'll be having profit. If you change it and replace it with emotion, then you'll be having some challenges in your logic and in your argument. And let me use the word logic. You know, it's mathematical. If this is this is gonna be this. If this is this is gonna be this. That's how trading works.
Yeah, I understand. At the same time,
Mm.
I'm smiling because why I'm smiling is because um hopefully, like when you plan your 50-50 pips loss, hopefully you can gain the first three trade. Like you just have those wins, so you are encouraged to
Yeah.
to lose it when it comes to the time to lose. Like you know,
Mm.
yeah.
So this loss size and the P value on loss has already been defined on your risk management first before we put it here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Mm.
So you already know what is going to be the outcome. So if I tell you that I don't lose capital, I know what I'm saying because I've already put it there. And of course, we have to use a good broker. Yeah, not those broker in your local offices. Those ones, you can put 50 pips, you close up, and you try, we end up losing at 500 pips. So a good broker will also help you. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
How does that happen?
Some of these unregulated brokers can manipulate platforms.
Okay.
Yeah, a broker can adjust your stop loss, even because some of us don't take note of it. I take note of everything on my platform. I already know that my trade is 250. I already know what I'm going to expect from it. Yeah, so I know if I put 300, I know that it's 300. Because I used to write it down and send to somebody. This is what you're going to trade. This is what you're trading this week. The person will have it. And that person is not even an experienced trader. So, and I don't want him to be an experienced trader. I don't, so because anytime you become experienced, you become emotional. So he doesn't know what he's doing. You just have to put in that in like that. Yeah, that's what the person is doing. That's what I told you. I told you before that people that doesn't know trading, that you follow instruction, they come out successful than experienced traders. Some of experienced traders. Yeah, but they know that if they miss what you ask them to do, they will not get salary, and they will lose their job. They have to follow that thing like that. So in case they say try to lose, I already know how much it will lose. So it's okay, it's part of the risk. They say try again, I already know how much it has gained. So that one has covered that one. So simple. It will be printing that money like that. My boy call it printing. That one will be printing like that. Like that. Yeah. So another one, I've spent a lot of time with you. This is 1 hour, 15 minutes. So another one of financial plan is withdrawal. I didn't put it on this note, but let me make it now. Let me say it loud. Like withdrawal model. Now, some of you don't have that model of withdrawal. You think when you have profit is only when your capital is high. No. If you work with trading company, what they judge is your volume. Yeah, volume and number of trade. I don't know how many of you have worked with brokers. They used to ask you one question: what volume do you trade? How many volume do you make? Or if you meet big traders, not just broker, they won't ask you how much capital are you trading with. They'll ask you what is your trading volume? How many volume? Have you seen that kind of question before? Have you?
No, sir.
So that is the professional language they will use. Nobody will ask you how much is the capital. They will ask you your volume because your volume can give them an insight how much you could be making. So now trading is equity driven. For example, if you have $10,000 account and I traded my first trade and lost $500, then I traded my first trade and gained 500 and get $500. I've gained $500 from that trade and I've lost $500 from that trade. Then if I trade my first trade and get $500, I've gained $1,000 from that trade. Yeah, what I've gained is not 500. Remember, my first trade lost 500. It means my capital become 95. Second trade again 500. My capital become 1,000, right? The third trade again 500. My capital become 10,000, 10,500. Inside that trade, what I've gained is $4,000 profit. Yes. So most traders, they use volume-based approach, not capital growth approach. Now, that helps them to define how they be making their withdrawal. So some of you may have money because of you're thinking that money must grow above my initial deposit. Then it may not mop out or withdraw. That equity can still go back again. Go back to maybe 5%, 10% rather, and then still go up again, go to 20%, 30% rather, and then still go back again. It means you don't have a plan for it. So everything keeps fluctuating because if you have been a trader, you know that money does not just go like this, keep growing, keep growing. No, it goes up, come down. It fluctuates. So now, withdrawal plan is another way of having a good trading plan. Yeah. So when you have more account that is trading, that equity can drop, but you can still meet your target. Setting up trading targets is another financial plan. I did not write it as a note, but I'm saying it. Setting up that target. That target now, why I didn't write it as a note is that it should be an ideal concept with you. Like I may have a $100,000 account that I may be using it just to pay my rent or buy a new car. No, not buy a new car. You cannot afford a new car and expensive now. So rent is about maybe you want to pay a rent of $5,000 to $10,000, for example. Assuming I'm a tenant anyway. So now that'll be 5% of $100,000. So I may still have my balance of that account drop below $100,000, and I trade again, get 5% or 7%. I've also met my target for my rent. I can have even right to withdraw $5,000 from it and still pay my rent and also continue to the account. Luckily, that account can still go to 120, 130, 150,000. Fine, I've made more money. I can see more people again and sort myself. I mean that I've made my target for the month like 3 or 4 months ahead. I mean, even go on break from trading. Like one of the guys I wanted to talk to is going on leave. So do you know why? Because he has made targets. So even if I go on leave for 1 month, I've made the target for them. So let me just go and relax. You know that some of these white guys, they don't like to work. They just want to enjoy their life. Because they have made their target, they don't have to be there. So this target is important. So when you have a drawdown, it become an ideal drawdown. Then you now have this expected target. How much money you be making, you be expecting every month or every week. Expecting how much money you be cashing out every time. So anytime we check our trade, total number of trade, total number of win, total number of profit, you not check the value of that money in dollar, you have met a target. You can withdraw it. That's how you to keep record. So it's easier to tell somebody, say, I've been trading my account for like 1 year now. You go up, you come down, but almost every month that account give me no less than $1,000 profit. But it's still there, it's still giving me money. It goes up, you come down, but that account can give you that. Sometimes I can get more. If you should be able to show somebody how much you have withdrawn for that account, how much the account is still trading, how much you started with. If you can't tell withdrawal and can't how much is there, add it up, you're still on profit. The equity can still drop and still give you the same profit. Yeah, that's passive income. That kind of concept is one of the best. It helps to keep record that the third party can see. It also helps to keep record that you can evaluate. This is how this trading has been working. Then when a broker or another person want to check your trade, they will check all this analysis. They will check all of them. You check like, okay, wow, this guy has a very massive active account that in a year he did 10,000 volume. Out of that 10,000 volume, he gained so one, he would also so one. This history has to be there. Look at his loss. Then when you do your mind touch that it must be up before you think of profit. No. Up is good, but have a plan. Those planning helps you. Any question, guys? And any question one, let me ask at the same time. So how do you think that we can implement this plan, and who's ready to implement it? So we have to be realistic. I know, and let me know how many people that want to work with it, so we can start working with it this new month.
Question, sir. In a situation whereby the market is volatile and we have to adjust our stop loss from 250 to 300 pips, can we still work risking $250 in terms of amounts?
Yeah, or what you can do, if you increase your pips, you have to maybe reduce your volume. Remember, on risk management, you have to know how much volume value to give you in dollar if you adjust your volume. Volume here is lot size. Let's say you adjust your lot size. For example, now if I'm trading 50 pips on $1 and the market become volatile, what I have to do, I'm use 0.50. Then I put my stop loss 400 or 500 pips because I'm not putting stop loss to lose. I'm putting it on a worst case scenario, let it lose. So now I can have minus 500 pips, but at the end of the day, I still have the same value of loss in dollar instead of having double of loss in the dollar. I hope someone gave that explanation very clear.
Yes, I know.
I mean, I'm another person because it's a powerful explanation I just give now.
Yes. Yes. So if you want to do a deeper stop loss, you reduce your lot size. That's what you're saying.
Yes. Instead of using the same $1 now on 250, I can make half of it. So if I put 500 pips, I will still have the same amount of loss in dollar value, even it has done 500. Because stop loss is not for you to hit, it's to hit on a worst case scenario, let it hit. So that's how I do. That's how I do. And now, now, Akanda has gone against you. Let's remember, you're not speculating. You already know what you're doing. I try to go against 500 pips. He had chance of the next trade. If he didn't drop, he most likely gonna drop the third one. Then he can also place another trade. Then before you know what's happening, he have recovered almost all or half of it. Then at the end, you still have enough equity to trade more. Now, how to implement this manually? Fine. You can also implement it by copying our own trade because we have a system that works like this. So now what you have to do is you copy, try to know whether that thing will repeat. How will it consistently repeat? I'm a very conscious person. I like to use those things. That's why I used to write it down. I have to implement it to know whether it will work. Yeah, if it didn't work, I know myself it's not working. But these are things that I will know consistently this will work consistently to keep working. As long as it keep working, it will keep giving me money. I'm a very, very realistic trader. If I tell you now, Mr. Felix, for example, I want you to be making $500 a week, I will get a system that will be giving you that $500 every week. Like that. Like a circle. So anytime it didn't give you, I'll tell you, look at how much you get if it didn't give you and you lost. So anytime we make it, that money will be repeating that way. That's how I trade. But now it's mostly some VIP people that know about it. That's how we set their portfolio. It will run like that. I'm just laughing because sometimes it's funny, but or you see me on that aspect, you wouldn't know. I would say it to be running like that. Anytime that thing happen, boom, that profit is gonna drop. Anytime it happen, that profit is gonna drop. It will run in circle like that. Circle like that. And that's how brokers, most of these white people, let me use this what white people does. They have a system that print money as if it's ATM machine. And they have also put the risk there. That system keep printing. Without speculating, or they don't speculate, they already know what they are doing. So you could be able to implement it by, if you copy our thread automatically, we don't do first copy, we do use it to mirror all the thread automatically, or manually be putting it like that. Then when you keep doing it, at the initial stage, your body will not adjust to it, your body and mind. But if you keep doing it consistently, after a while, your mind will start to be programming towards that particular thing. Then you see that this month of April, let's see how far we use the plan to work and how much profit we make. Then if it works, then you know that you have entered another realm of financial breakthrough. Guys, any question? We're almost 1 hour 30 minutes, so I don't want to see 30 minutes. I don't want to see the next 2 minutes. So if you're curious, I know that you guys are quiet because you're curious. Any class that is like this, I mean that people are thinking a lot of things in their head. Just ask questions as much as you want to ask now.
But sir, in my own case, I trade manually, so I don't even see it apart from maybe when you analyze and send in the Telegram group. That is the only trade I can be able to trade. So how do we?
Hi, you're losing. I didn't hear you. How do we?
So she says she trades manually, so it's not automated. So it's only the trade that you post on Telegram that she can see and place. So unlike those of us who are copying automated, that once you the trade reflects on your account automatically. So she's asking, since she's trading manually, it's only the trade that you place on Telegram that she can see and copy.
She now asks, how can she do it on her own?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I'm sure she can hear me. In case she can't hear, no problem. She can watch this thing again. So how to do it? First of all, this is not a risk management class. I'm sure she must have done it. Let her go and decide the risk and decide the lot size that is suitable for that risk. But please don't go and put the lot size that will be much risky to the account. Yeah. So then let her allocate that particular lot size. So if she wants to use our model on risk, our own is 250 pips. That's the minimum we take on each trade. But these days I've told you we can make it 500 pips. When we make 500 pips, what we have done is to reduce the lot size. But we don't tell it to one lot. I'm using one lot for example, like $1 value. Yeah. So now she can use our own, but reduce, but know the appropriate lot size to use on her own. So even if you get 250 minus, 250 bit minus, it will be in line with the value of the risk she's taken on her account. Then our analysis works. So when we drop analysis, if you are confused, you can chat us immediately. Or are you trying to buy? Are you trying to sell? So okay, this is this sell. Can I know, like when we drop it, then you can use it to place those trades immediately and watch the outcome. So, but those parameters need to be set automatically first, so that you don't need to change it as often as possible. So when we drop another one, then the same thing. Believe me, if I know that you guys are using it to trade, I'll be dropping more. I used to think that people are not trading because we have our data. How many people trade with the brokers we are using? They used to give us data. So if we check, we don't have enough data, we assume that people are not trading on that platform.
So, Mr. Uche, once again, don't forget to, some of us are not trading at the moment because of the issue we have complained earlier on GFT.
Okay, yes, yeah. We're working on that. No, we are working to get another platform to provide funds.
Yes, you said so last time. I don't know how far.
Yeah. We got some email from one of them today. They sent us email. So, but our manager have not finished speaking with them. So, in case they agree now, then once I don't know what to do, maybe tomorrow we'll get another email from them. So we'll be able, we can use those platform provide, and they will luckily for us, I think it's MT5 they're using. So once we finalize, then we'll be able to do that. So any of you that want to use this system, you're welcome. You can use it. If you get confused, you are allowed to book another session with us to be able to implement it. That one we won't do it openly. You can say, I want to set this thing for me. Then I can set it up for you on your account. Then we will now start using it that way to see how it works. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
But Mr. Uche, I say it can be set on the system so that any trade at all you take, just pick up that number of pips.
Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. There are two ways it will benefit you. This is our own. It's our own proven strategy. You can duplicate it automatically on your own. So any trade we place, it will be like that. on your account. Second way you do it is now do it manually on your own account. You can do it manually on your own account. Then you now start building your emotions to work with it so that your emotion will not work against it. But if you want to set it manually, of course, since you are a student, you are free to book a session with us, so we can be able to put it on your account, checking your risk management and everything, put it so that it will run like that accordingly. This thing is also what algorithm traders does. When they discover a strategy that is working for them through algorithm or AI, they start implementing that way, put their risk. They have already built those risks, then to be doing like that. The only thing is that it's technical, it's not really fundamental, but it's also part of automation. I'm sure you have all gotten value, right?
Yes,
So
very much.
Yeah.
I have to
Very
let you
much.
guys go now. So if you want to continue tomorrow, please let us know so we can be able to put it up for you. Those of you that are missing our thread, I don't know your financial capacity. Maybe if you have less than $1,000, you can make it more so that you can be able to pick all our thread. Yeah, so that this new month you are going to be more profitable for you, and make sure you have a proper withdrawal plan. And of course, if you want to use our financial plan, fine, we can implement that one automatically how it works. Then you now be focusing more on your withdrawal and other plans. Yeah, so this is 1 hour 30 minutes now, so I have to let you guys go. So I wish you guys all the
Thank
best.
you.
Yeah, if you want this recorded version to listen to it again, you have to ask for it. It's just 1 hour 30 minutes record, so it's not gonna be long for you to watch all of them. So do have a very good evening, all of you.
Thank you.